Welcome back, folks. Keeping our eye on the top story today. Dow down almost 1,000 this morning. In recovery mode right now. I like what I'm seeing so far. Hopefully there's buying into the close. Keep it above 26,000. I showed you that chart a little earlier today that a break and a close on month end below 25 could be a very scary Monday. But there are also, if you've constructed your portfolio properly, like I advise you to do, non-concentration of sectors, keep some cash available. Hopefully you got a little extra cash available because there will be buying opportunities and there are even some green shoots in these down markets. And to break it all down for us, so our good friend Hilary Kramer joins us again. Hilary, how are you?
Very good on this volatile day.
Hilary is an investment analyst, portfolio manager, nationally syndicated radio host, and the author of the new book, Game Changer Investing, How to Profit from Tomorrow's Billion-Dollar Trends. Now, the last time you were here, you were discussing this company, Veer, which was a Goldman Sachs recommendation. Yeah. And I think the stock was $17, and all of a sudden, voila. It's $70. So you told us about tomorrow's billion-dollar trend with Veer the last time you were here. But past results should not indicate future results or something like that, right? But what's happening now? The markets, everyone's crazy. I'm telling people, stay calm, keep some cash ready. There might be buying opportunities. What are you seeing out there? What are you talking to your folks about?
We are going to be fine. I mean, we will get through this. And the really important piece of information is earnings. So earnings for the first quarter, every company will have a pass. That's what's been going on these last week, is that companies announced and everyone is building a new model for how much the valuation should be. We will end up rising again. We're just going to have some volatility for a while. Now, the market, we know this, the market hates uncertainty.
Well, that's for sure.
Okay?
That's the main thing the market
and so the
hates.
market has coronavirus and the possibility that Bernie Sanders wins on Tuesday, and all sorts of doubt and unknowns. And this is just so off the wall that people are blaming President Trump. It is so inappropriate. This has to be a different time for everyone in this country. It's a time to get together and make sure that we all realize we're fighting the same disease.
I understand that the Pepto-Bismol sales are up tremendous from watching Bernie's run to the lead. And maybe Procter & Gamble might be a good buy in here if more people keep buying Pepto-Bismol.
Right, these big cap names, they're going to come back. I mean, there's so many of them and they've fallen so hard. And the only concern I have are some of like the big cruise ship companies. I just pray that they don't have to have cancellations of big capital intensive projects, and if they can make it through when we get to the other side,
I saw, I thought this was strange, bookings.com stock was up today, which is weird. I would think people would be shying away. And also I noted a little earlier in the show that Foot Locker is up for some reason. The only thing I could attribute it to is more people are buying sneakers to run away from the coronavirus or something. But what else? What are the other good stocks out there that are holding up in this tumultuous market?
Well, one is Shopify, which is like, they call it the baby Amazon. It's getting very fully valued, but we really do like it. And there's just still so much opportunity for the small companies to get online, and they're using Shopify as an alternative. And so Shopify is up today, and I think that's really good news. And as we discussed, these biotechnologies, hey, I hit it right for this week.
You sure did.
But everyone needs to be careful, right? And I know that was your message even when I talked about the biotech.
That's for sure.
We don't know. We don't know if it's Moderna biotechnology. We don't know if it's Gilead. We don't know if it's Veer. No one knows who is going to have the antiviral vaccine and the medication to fight the coronavirus. We also don't know if warm weather is going to fight the coronavirus, and it might all dissipate, and it's going to be great. So anyone who's really fearful, today is not the day to sell. It just isn't. This is the worst week since 2008. What does that tell you right there?
I tell my subscribers to my free newsletter, the Monday Morning Quarterback, all the time that the age-old adage, you buy the rumor, you sell the news, right? So if you're selling the news, here it is, folks. The news is already out, and this is the converse because we're going down. You may want to think about starting to buy right here because, like J. Paul Getty and some of the greatest investors of all time said, you got to be a contrarian, and what you want to do is buy when everyone's selling,
right? You buy
and sell
when
everyone's buying.
That's right. You buy when there's blood on the streets.
Yeah, right.
That's our mantra.
Significant amount of blood on the streets this week. We've basically regurgitated about a year's worth of gains in the Dow and the S&P in just a week. Now you have the left-wing media weaponizing the virus as it's all Trump's fault. Trump causes. Note to Democrats, back in January when the first super spreader of this was announced, Donald Trump put together a working group on coronavirus in January. So it's only been escalating in the media from you nut jobs out there who want to make it all Trump's fault. It's really crazy, isn't it?
I know. It's such a shame. And it's really, this is become a politicized viral infection pandemic. But the important thing that everyone needs to realize is that the control of information, and maybe control isn't even the right word, everyone's thinking that President Trump is trying to stop us from knowing the truth. That's not the case. He's trying to prevent there being just so many rumors out there and too many people with too many messages. And that's why Vice President Pence is heading this up so that the messages are delivered in unison and they're delivered without the ability to create fear.
A lot of people were saying, in the left-wing media that, oh my God, why is he putting Mike Pence in? He's not a doctor and this and that and the other thing. To me, he put his right-hand man on the job.
I think it's
he wants
brilliant.
to make sure he's getting all the information. And, maybe he wants to make sure that, there's a lot of loose lips in the deep state in that White House. And maybe he wants to make sure the message that's getting to the press and the people is the real news, not what some whistleblower or some Trump hater is saying. Going back to the stocks for a minute, I know you had mentioned that Virgin Galactica is up, which I thought was strange, right? And I'm a big Richard Branson fan. Richard Branson, you may know, he's this really wild, flamboyant billionaire from the UK. Started this airline, Virgin Atlantic. And now he started Virgin Galactic, where they're selling pre-sale tickets to go to outer space. Tourism
to outer space, and maybe some cargo carrying, kind of a FedEx and cruise ship line at the same time. And everyone is buying into it because these are the game changers of tomorrow. Now, I'm not saying I actually would not be buying Galactica. I think that there's just a lot of money rushing into that right now, but that might be the future. I think, and Richard Branson, Sir Branson, knows exactly what he's doing. If he is in this business, I want to be in this business.
All right. Well, I know you don't give stock tips on television, but Virgin Galactica is one of these things where you'd put a little bit of your growth portfolio money in there and say, okay, maybe in 10 years, this will be a value for my family in my retirement, right?
That's right. That's right. It would be like buying Tesla at $5. You don't need that much to make a lot of money if it hits, and if it doesn't, you're not going to lose that much.
And Cashin, who's in recovery mode, the Friends of Fermentation need you back. But I go down there to kind of get the word on the street when the guys are coming out. And, some people were saying that the Republicans are getting so nervous about Bernie, the communist socialist being, that many Republicans are booking tickets on Virgin Galactic to live in outer space if Bernie actually becomes president. So maybe that's leaking out too.
I gotta say that there is a connection there. Maybe that's why Virgin Galactica is going up today. People want to colonize space.
You never know. If you want to know all the things you need to know about the market and investing in tomorrow's unicorns, Hilary Kramer is the one that'll figure it out for you. And she's also a nationally syndicated talk radio host and the author of Game Changer Investing. You got to go out in here for us, but do not move. We got all kinds of crazy amazingness coming up. And we're going to finish this week with a Technicolor dream coat of a show right after this.